Thor reacts to Castaway. So hello everyone, hope you have a Merry Christmas and of course Happy New Year's coming up soon of course. Or as we say it right, God Jul. So that is jul with that yay guys. Now with the whole jule thing, it's not fake right? The real saying is God Jul, okay? The jul sound, okay? It's like kind of how you say wheel in Swedish, well, okay? Jul, okay? But anyway, otherwise, of course this thing was released right on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, as I said in the last video, it's a big day, right? In typical Scandinavian, Swedish, Norwegian and so on, custom, right? George not like and so on. So honestly, it was kind of frustrating, guys, because I was working on the last, of course, Lovebites video, naming ZORO. So I think it was very fitting though, right? Because it was like a, you know, I say like a recap of all the different, all of them, but many of the different videos, right? Which was great. But I was editing that video. This one dropped, right? Where I saw that it was gonna drop. I saw it was gonna drop. With like, you know, the subscriber notification. I was like, oh no, it is a lot of one today. But then I had already started doing the other one, right? And I was like, oh, I can't do it, right? Because of course, Christmas celebration and so on, right? So here we are now, guys. Hope you still got excited a few days later, but you know how it is. Obviously, it's Christmas. Yeah, honestly, I did not expect Lovebites to do a video on Christmas Eve at all, honestly. But anyways, no pirates, right? Castaway. So yeah, let's go, man. Kaizukou. When I said that, guys, the word Kaizukou out, of course, of One Piece, and obviously I knew it was pirates before, but I was like, wait, why don't I have any One Piece? I have like 20 One Piece. I have 3 Nami figures, so I got the closest one here. I was like, you know what? No, we need to have at least one Nami figure here, or some other character, Boa Hancock or whatever. You know, I love One Piece, man. I always have huge. Well, yeah, we have story about it. I forgot about that. Oh my god, I was like, wait, we have ZORO, Pirate Hunter ZORO, Kaizukou. It was no problem, actually. I was like, wait, I just... okay, I left what's happening. No, I just realized, like, wait, because I was thinking in my head, like, well, don't I always have something with One Piece behind me? It's like, oh yeah, One Piece. I was like, yeah, ZORO. My boy ZORO, but he's been behind me for like, I don't know, 5-6 years. Okay, let's go to One Piece. Let's find the One Piece, guys. Pirate King, Kaizukou, Shikara, and so on, you know, wealth, power, yes. This one got really loud, and honestly, maybe I can't follow it, but it's really loud, it's great. Okay, so she's like a castaway. Yeah, she's so completely here. Oh, this one starts heavy. That was a great start. That was a massive puppy. Probably honestly too high on the yeah, I have to say. This song's a little bit, I mean, it's a great song, but how to say, the first like 10 seconds, alright, was kind of low. So yeah, sorry if it's too loud now and spread my voice or whatever. It was very low in the first seconds, right, and then they really raised the volume there. But that was a massive, immediate, like rocking roll, man, and I love it. I always say it. I kind of prefer when the song starts with a smash immediately. Yeah, I want dun, dun, I want it to be I want it to be heavy metal immediately, right? So I definitely prefer that. So that's a great start here, absolutely. From a visual standpoint, obviously they're on a boat, right? They're pirates or they're sailors, maybe they're privateers. You know what I mean? That's kind of a funny side note here. I had to explain it to people for years now because of One Piece and so on. That, for example, I assume people know what One Piece is, right? Even you Lovebites fan, I have to say I assume that, but it's like the Shichibukai in One Piece, the Seven Warlords, they are not pirates, right? They're actually privateers in the storyline. That's one of those things where I'm just like, no, it is called privateers because they're working for the government, okay? I mean, so that's what a privateer is. A privateer is someone that does piracy against other people, right? But they have the protection for the government. In Swedish it's called kapare, and you have what's called a kaparbrev, like a privateer letter, where you actually have like an actual assignment from the king, right? You can be a pirate, but you have to be a pirate like in your own sea. So for example, right, a Swedish kaparbrev might allow you to be a pirate, but you only can do it in the English Channel or the Mediterranean, but you can't do it in the Baltic Sea, right, where like Sweden is, right? So yeah, you have protection then from the Swedish king to be a pirate, as long as you are only pirating over there, right? That actually makes you a privateer then. Super nerdy now. No, but obviously it's a Castaway, right? It's gonna ship sailing, it's Robinson cruise, something like that, right? And I'm hoping to see all of them though in pirate gear. I have to be honest here. I just want to see Midori with one eye again. Yeah, I just want to see Midori with an eye patch. You know it, guys. Anyway, from a song style now, I'm gonna guess now, right? Typical Lovebites. You see Miyako here and so on. It's probably gonna be more like a duel now, maybe a solo, right? We can, yeah. This fits the moment. There's a pause chord here. This feels like the moment now when it's gonna be like a Miyako solo, right? Into like a, her back and forth, like a shredding between her and Midori. I'm just feeling DOKI, guys. DOKI. DOKI. Seriously, I had to say the middle. Yeah, my heart started painful. Yeah, I have some heart pressures now, but I have actually signed on. No, but man, that was a super amazing shred. I really felt my heartbeat is getting, that, Doki Doki is like, your heart is beating so hard, right? Maybe it's just because it's so hot, but yeah, it's like, no, the combination. And I was just like, my God, that strategy was crazy. It was so long though, honestly. I feel exhausted now. And in a good way, exhausted, in a good way, Like my body was like, I feel that was like over a minute too. Yeah, that was like a super awesome shredding. And just kept going. But that's actually why I love it, Lovebites, and what I expected, right? Like I said with the last post there, I was like, okay, there's gonna be some kind of shredding now, some DUEL thing going on, some guitar riffs, right? Probably will happen now. And it started with Fabian there, which I didn't expect. I usually start with either of M.D.O or Miyako, right? But then, of course, we went into kind of, the classic badass mid-range shredding. Let's rewatch it. That was amazing. Yeah. So it starts here with Fabi, and this was amazing. But it's always like a minute, right? Yeah. But I think that's also the great thing with Lovebites. They have some really long shredding too. Yeah. Some the duos keep going. It goes somewhere over here, right? So yeah, it's like 1.5 minutes long. It can be really, really long. But I think it's awesome with the music video, right? Because I think that the lives, I think a lot of bands, right, they do the lives, they can have like an 8-minute performance, right, 7 minutes, 13, whatever. But I think the lives tend to be longer, right? And I think a lot of other bands actually, I'm not gonna say any names now, but I think some bands, right, if they do a music video, they will shorten it down, to 2-3 minutes. They will have a much shorter, right? Yeah. So I think a lot of Lovebites, like here, then, that they actually do have like, no, this is like a 6.5 minute music video. They had super long, right? Yeah, you're leaving it in there. It feels more like a live performance, like, you know what I mean? It feels more like, okay, yeah, we're getting like a full on performance here. Yeah, I think some other bands, of course, this would be like a 3-minute music video, right? And then this part here would be much shorter, definitely. Well, let's go again. Like, I mean, honestly, like, my heart is painfully, yeah, this is too much, but I'm too excited. I'm feeling the heart like, da 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 da. I guess it's the end there, right? You see Hoku no Ken, yeah, the fist of Hoku no, yeah, see the North Star, right? But I like it like as a kid, right? I learned, you know, what that is in Japanese, because of course fist of North Star, yeah, you're like, well, this is how I learned Japanese. This is how we learn Japanese. It's called 100%. This is how everyone learns Japanese, okay? You're like, well, that's an anime, it's named North Star, so I figure that that's probably what that means, right? But otherwise, star in Japanese is Hoshi, right? So it's Hoku, yeah, so, you know, it's pretty, Ken means like fist, you know, so well. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward, I feel, with those words, though. I think that, as a brief side out here, I think learning Japanese isn't hard learning any other language. You know, I started teaching myself Japanese, reading books of those glossaries when I was like 14, 15, and I never found it was harder than any other language like Spanish or German or Italian or whatever, right? French or something. It's about the same, right? When it comes to words, right? The only real hardship, it obviously is much harder in Japanese than many other languages, is of course reading it. Yeah, reading it is very hard, right? Because you got the whole hiragana, katakana, and you know, and kanji and so on, and that kind of stuff, right? That's much harder. Not actually, I think, learning like what, for example, a star is, right? You know, or like, I don't know, angel is tenshi, some similar word, you know, and so on. That I don't think is that complicated. And then to learn to read kanji, I just kind of feel that most kanjis, at least the basic ones, look like who you expect them to look at, and when you understand the basics of it. You know, it's kind of like you combine different kanjis to make a new word. So for example, like ninja, shinobi, right? That's like kage mono. So, you know, you take the kanji for kage, you take the kanji for mono, a Persian hito, you combine those two, you get shadow person, it's a ninja, right, or a shinobi. So it's like, kind of like, we understand how that works. It is actually kind of obvious to me. So I can actually see some kanjis, right, which I haven't seen before, and I can usually figure out what they mean, because I can recognize the different combinations. Right? But anyway, let's go over to Lovebites. But I leave a comment below. I do hope people are, and I think more people are Lovebites fans, do, you know, favor Japanese or interested in Japanese pop culture generally, and Japanese so on, right? So that's kind of why I learned Japanese a lot. I kind of understood how, okay, we combine the words. Same thing how I read Cyrillic for that band, right? I know Russian, I can read Russian, right? But I started reading Russian many years ago. Same thing there, because, not same thing, but similar idea in my head, was that in Russian, in Cyrillic, and of course is that the symbols are like math, right? So if you know your math, you can read Russian, because Cyrillic, because Cyrillic is based on mathematical symbols, right? So for example, right, the delta, of course, you know, is a triangle, right? You know your math. So da, right, you know, yes, so in Russian is spelled, of course, with a D, right, with a triangle instead of a D. And then it's spelled with the alpha, right? So it's like a triangle into alpha, right? And that means da, means yes, right? So it's kind of the same thing. Obviously, then P is pi, right? And so forth. So I think with most languages, when you understand kind of like the basics, the cause of it, right? Then you kind of get it, right? Then everything kind of falls into pieces, right? You have to figure out the basic structure of it. But anyway, let's go back a bit here. This is like another 10, man. I think it was a great song, one of the best they've done. And I think the visual here is great. Asami is like trying to, you know, get up. We hear the shredding in the background. We hear them playing the badass, right? It's a great scene, but it's a big but, right? You know what I say, right? Where is the other? Why aren't all the ladies in pirate outfits, right? Why aren't they just like Nami? You know, but obviously this is like a pirate outfit. No, but come on, like they all look great, of course, but they have kind of the typical, you know, white attire that they usually have, right? I mean, of course, they all look great, right? I'm not saying that. I mean, obviously, they all look amazing as always. But you get my point. I think everyone agrees with me there. Right? I'm allowed to be critical in that part, right? Come on. Like, I think that actually was disappointing to me, yeah. This is like a 9 out of 10 music video for me, because of that reason, honestly. Because, yeah, I was a little bit like, come on, I do want to see the other 4 ladies also dressing up as, you know, pirates or swashbucklers or whatever, right? For that matter, if you ever played D&D, right, swashbuckler, I think it's the greatest rogue subclass. Freaking awesome, man. You have your double attack, you can do cool stunts, and you can like point the beams or whatever. I'm nerding down, but yeah, I would love to see, you know, like, you know, Miyako swashbuckling and so on, right? And or maybe like, I don't know, Admiral Fami or something. Yeah, so kind of, yeah, I would love that. A little more cosplay. Like, for example, Midori looks bad here and she starts shredding and so on. I mean, of course, they look great, but yeah, I have to say a little disappointed that I think it's Midori in like a pirate outfit or something. But anyway, I digress. Let's keep going. I think overall, of course, this is, I mean, obviously this is the best part here, right? We can play it a little bit again here when they do it shredding. This is what I mean, the visuals, right? So, I mean, the visuals looks great otherwise, right? That she's, getting up there, right? To see Asami, like, kind of, climbing up on the deck of the ship, right? She's grabbing the, wheel, yeah. So, I mean, that, of course, all looks great, right? That is all great. But I will say that I think it's a little bit strange if we don't see all 5 of them, right? There can be all 5 of them, like, getting up there, helping each other, grabbing the steering wheel, all, whatever. But otherwise... It's a fine music video, well done. I think overall Lovebites have, good editing and so on. I think they always have good editing, or otherwise in the visuals. And of course the title and the song and everything, connects, right? And obviously the lyrics connects with, being Castaway, yeah. Pretty straightforward, yeah. Pretty straightforward. Not so much like weird innuendos, like, what does that mean? It's like, no, she's literally Castaway, right? It's literally Castaway. Yeah, I think overall the storyboarding and everything in this music video was really great. I would say this is definitely one of their best music videos and best songs that I've seen. I think, yeah, definitely up there. Definitely up there. I just keep coming back like, why could I do all this stuff? but it's a really good one. Like I mentioned earlier, I like that it starts out, immediately high tempo. I think it's even higher, right? So never slowing down. It's like 6.5 minutes of greatness. And like I said earlier too, I do really like that Lovebites do make these like long music videos, great performance, massive different back and forth dueling, right? This is one scene that also is great in Lovebites when M.D.O and Miyako are going back to back, right? This kind of moments, just warms my heart. Yeah, it warms my heart. It also pains my heart. No, but like I seriously, so I had some chest issues for like this. I mentioned earlier, yeah, for this whole fall, right? And today I was fine. Today I was like, nah, I don't feel any pain in my chest, in my lungs today or whatever. Then I started watching this music video, and I was like, Doki, 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 Doki. This part here especially. I was like, God damn it! In my heart, like, like seriously. Like, I shouldn't even laugh at it. From the hospital. No, but like, honestly, I was like, man, I'm getting like too excited, man. I'm like, oh my God, I can see this. Yeah, I'm getting exhausted, like I mentioned earlier. I'm getting exhausted. I was like, my God, this part is so awesome. Like my whole body, my heart is going too fast, man. It's just Doki, man. It's going too fast. I hope someone else has what I mean, right? But you know what I mean. Like for example, last time I was at the concert, which was Flow then, right, earlier this year, which of course was the best thing of all times, man. Much I love Flow, whatever. I was at the Flow concert. Obviously, my heart was doing that thing the whole concert, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, like it was about like 1 hour 40 minutes of concert. Yeah, the heart was like. I was like, I think I'm having a heart attack. Yeah, but that was, of course, yeah, it's a little different when you go to a concert. No, but it was great. It was great, guys, and it was a good ending of the year. Then, yeah, I doubt they will make another music video before the year ends. So I guess I'll see you guys with more Lovebites next year, guys, right? Otherwise, we're going to subscribe, and we're going to do more videos, of course, this week and so on, right? Next week, there's some new animes coming and so on, which one thing I really love, I said it for years now, but it's all my favorite thing when it comes to doing YouTube, whatever, is doing music videos, right? Because I really, really love what's come next week, of course, when you have new anime openings, right? You know, that I love that I got into Lovebites, that I got into Bandmate, whatever, right? So I really, really love that. We get like, 50 new animes, and it's gonna be like 10 or 20 or whatever. They have amazing openings, like great songs, and obviously the top tier animes, like for example, Jujutsu Kaisen, right, with Maki there, tend to have really good bands, right? Very wild production. So it's gonna be great animation, plus a song, right? So I love it. I really love. I say it every year, right? My favorite time of the year doing YouTube, doing creative stuff, is like the first week of a new season, because then I get like 10 new music, at least great songs, right, with great visuals and great storytelling and so on. So I really, really enjoy that. I think it's fantastic, right? And like I said, this is how I literally how I find a lot of these different Japanese bands that I listen to today, right? And it's been, I guess, for me, my whole life has been that, right? As a kid growing up, with Spellbound Flow, right? Asian generation, Liar definitely, because it's kind of my age. I started, right? FMA and so on, right? And like pornography and so on, yeah. Like starting out with, getting into Japanese stuff around that age, me like 12, 11 maybe, right, you know, finding all the different amazing stuff that's how I got into it to begin with, right, you know, so like that. So I look for that a lot. Otherwise, I do some top 10 stuff. I'm gonna do like top 10 video games, top 10 anime, whatever, right? Top 10 so forth songs of the year, right? Coming up this season. And some live streams, so live stream a little bit this week. I have more time, guys. Just a quick side note before we end it, guys. Talking about Pirates, of course, One Piece, you know, the ZORO thing, and obviously the Nami figure and so on, right? I actually have this, I feel, amazing theory. It's really crazy, guys. I leave a link below it because 10 months ago, I made a theory, okay, about the nidhogg DUEL, right? And this current chapter, 1170, this week, right? It proved, yeah, I was like accurate, guys. So link below for that if you do One Piece. Obviously, it'll be like current spoilers or whatever. But yeah, the theory I made, like the beginning of this, well, I guess last year, say this year, almost 11 months ago, has basically been proven true now, almost exactly. And obviously, all the powers hasn't been shown yet. So my theory about this old classic is like an old Norse mythology. It's like Satan, right, of Norse mythology. And I'm explaining all the different powers she has and so on. So I think it's super awesome. And it's really fun to see, honestly, I think, personally, because that video now, right, is getting more and more views now, right? So it had, you know, 1,000 views and whatever, right? And now it's like doubling the last few days, right? And I see the comments are doubling, whatever. Yeah. So it's kind of fun to see having a video being almost a year old, right? Nothing happens there. Suddenly it's like doubling in views and subscribers or whatever from that video. It's like, oh yeah, now people are actually finding it now because I was proven accurate. Oh, well, exactly, of course, but you know, very close to what actually happens. Check out the interesting, guys. Otherwise, of course, have a happy New Year's and, you know, keep Merry Christmasing. So god jul and gott nytt år.